You're watching the Virgin Islands Connection, celebrating, entertaining, and informing the Virgin Islands.
Hi, everyone, and thanks for joining us for USVI News. I'm Eva Mastromattio. We start with an update on the cause of the district-wide electrical service interruption that impacted Virgin Islands Water and Power Authority's customers in St. Thomas and St. John. WAPA has identified the cause of the outage that occurred on Tuesday. The generating unit shut down to avoid extensive damage after the control system defected, or rather I should say detected, a high temperature reading. We're learning that reading was caused by a water injection pump failure, and it triggered the shutdown. That, of course, led to the outage. WAPA's 3 propane-fired generators were online at the time. The executive director of WAPA says that in 2020, the agency will use federal funding to purchase and install an additional 40 megawatts of propane-fired generation, and that will be done to the Harley power plant, all to provide more reliable, affordable, and efficient electrical systems for the U.S. Virgin Islands customers. Well, USVI News had a chance to speak with Congresswoman Stacey Plaskett during a conference call with media this Thursday. She talked about a number of issues impacting the Virgin Islands, including improving postal service on the islands. And Emily Matson, who is our newly named USVI News Bureau Chief, well, she sat down in that news conference to learn what's being done to fix that mail system with many flaws. Hi, Emily.
Well, hi, Eva. From delayed mail to mail showing up destroyed, many residents in the Virgin Islands have been expressing concerns about the Postal Service. Congresswoman Plaskett says she hears their concerns and wants to help fix the problems. I joined in during Thursday's pen and pad conference call with local media. Plaskett talked about the town halls she's attended on the islands this week to hear what's bothering residents in the Virgin Islands. One of the issues is the Postal Service concerns, and she learned that there's simply not enough postal workers on the island. The Deputy Postmaster General met with residents in St. Thomas this week during the town halls. Now, last year, Plaskett's office asked the Postal Service to do a workforce assessment because they believe there was just not a sufficient number of postal workers to handle the demands of mail on the islands. Turned out they were right. The Postal Service needs to hire several additional postal workers on all 3 islands in order to fix the problems, and they want to hire a specific group of people.
They believe that there are 18 additional slots between the 3 islands that should be filled, and are making a huge effort to ensure that those are first local hires if possible.
Local hires is what they want to do, so they're going to help people apply. You can do that online. Now, Plaskett says another concern she heard during town halls this week is the problems with veteran support services. So they're working to get a charter flight to take veterans to Puerto Rico from the Virgin Islands for services. They also want to increase the number of providers on St. Thomas. So they're looking for more physicians to enlist to serve vets on St. Thomas. Right now, some vets are waiting 3 to 6 months to see specialists in Puerto Rico.
Wow.
We also learned about a new grant Plaskett's office received to hire a veteran, and we'll have more on that on later editions of USVI News. Eva?
Our newly named Bureau Chief in the Virgin Islands. Emily, thanks so much for that report. And among the stops that Congresswoman Plaskett is making while back in the VI is the newly opened Census Offices. As USVI News reported, the offices opened late last month in St. Thomas, St. John, and another in St. Croix. And each will support field operations during the 2020 census, helping to ensure that everyone is counted once and in the right place. Plaskett checked out the St. Thomas St. John office located on the 3rd floor of the former West Bay supermarket that's adjacent to the UVI golf course. And St. Thomas and St. Croix are 2 of the 5 island area census offices, including American Samoa, the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands, and Guam. This is a photo of Plaskett at the St. Croix office located in the former DeWitt Center building number 1 across from the Sunny Isle Shopping Center. The University of the Virgin Islands has been tasked since 1980 with conducting the data collection operation of the Census of the Virgin Islands, and it was designated in 1988 as the U.S. Virgin Islands Census Data Center, UVI. Census 2020 in the Virgin Islands, though, is recruiting for about 400 full-time office and part-time field positions. To reach one of the census offices, you can call this number on your screen, 340-718-2020. While in St. John, roadwork is underway that will be lasting until later this month. It is happening along Route 10 On Centerline Road, the Department of Public Works saying improvements include installation of retaining walls. There's road excavation and repairs that are all taking place. And there's single lane traffic in effect for the duration of this project. Drivers are asked, as always, to travel with caution. We are also getting a look at some images from the recent concert put on by the Charlotte Amalia High School Music Department in St. Thomas. The theme, an evening of ensembles featuring student musicians performing in a variety of small and highly skilled instrumental and vocal groups. First class brass, an 11-member ensemble playing the tuba, euphonium, trombone, trumpet, and other brass instruments opened the show with Dancing Queen, arranged by Diego Marani. And the all-male vocal ensemble delivered an a cappella rendition of the Chordette's Lollipop, transporting the audience back to the 1950s. The highlight of the show was the steel pan performance of Beyonce's Brown Skin Girl by the Mellowhawks, arranged by the chair of the music department. Good stuff going on there in St. Thomas by those students. All right, we are also checking out the top medical headlines of the day, from vaping to sleeping. Our Brissa Bradfield is in the studio with a closer look at that. Hi, Brissa.
Hi, Eva. Well, today we are discussing how trouble sleeping can add up to many big health problems, and vaping may affect more than just your lungs. A new review of research finds more evidence that vaping can harm the heart and blood vessels. Researchers at Ohio State University College of Medicine say e-cigarettes contain small particles and metals which could contribute to cardiovascular problems. And lack of sleep can lead to an increased risk of heart attack and stroke. A new study in the Journal of Neurology looked at nearly 500,000 people in China and found people who had trouble falling asleep or staying asleep, waking up too early, or even lacking focus because of poor sleep were 18% more likely to develop diseases of the brain and blood vessels and the heart. And lastly, breast cancer patients may benefit from more exercise. German researchers found getting at least 150 minutes of moderate physical activity, such as brisk walking, associated with a lower risk of death. And Eva, this kind of goes back to kind of what we discussed yesterday, where sometimes it can be hard to find time to exercise, but even taking the stairs or parking, farther away at the grocery store can have a very large impact.
Absolutely. Get those legs walking if you can.